Hey guys, welcome to Power to the Flower. I'm Kara and you're in my backyard and it is sprinkling, which is so amazing because it never sprinkles in May. Today's May 10th and I wanted to do a quick follow-up in this video of the rose patio and these wash bins. As you just saw, I planted my final wash bin container. So I had 4 of these that I set up. You can see that video from early April and planted up on April 6th. And then I realized, oh, I need one more at least for kind of the backside. So I finally got this one. It arrived from Pottery Barn and I was able to plant it up. Now, it's May 10th. I planted the original ones on April 6th, which means a month later. The Pottery Barn situation was delayed. And so I wasn't able to get my hands on the same plants. So this video is about what to do when you can't get your hands on the same plants. So here we have the rose patio. That's what I'm calling it because in all of these terracotta pots are David Austin roses. At least this year, that's what we have. And then in all of the wash bin containers, I have exact replicas in these 4, and in this one, different. So this is the one that you just saw me planting. What we have is the exact same Playing the Blues Salvia. This is very interesting. I've heard a lot about this plant because it's a proven winner's variety of Mystic Spires. So Mystic Spires is this salvia, but the difference is that Proven Winners only sells plants if they have like an extra pop to them. And in this case, I think the extra pop is that we just have a lot more branching and tons more blooms. So I don't mean just, I mean like, whoa, that's incredibly amazing. And I'm like really, really happy with how big this plant has gotten. Here, I'm gonna put a comparison of 1 month ago of what this guy and this guy and this guy look like. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I think they've doubled or more in size since planting 4 weeks ago. So with this one, he started out as a 4-incher, whereas those ones started out as 1 gallon. So they had a little bit of growth on them. But supposedly they're supposed to get 2 to 4 feet high in 1 season. So I'm going to be anxious to see what happens. Also, this one was sitting in the shade underneath the redwood tree for the entire month that I was waiting for this Pottery Barn wash bin to show up. So it'll be interesting to see like when it starts getting its blue color, because right now it kind of has this gray color, I think, because it's been sitting in the shade. You can already see 2 little blooms coming along. So I'm really, really excited. This is going to be a great comparison study. I went to Lowe's. I was not able to find the exact same lime green sweet potato vine, but something almost the same. I think that this one has slightly rounder leaves and also is a different color green. And unfortunately, the bougainvillea wasn't there. So instead, I used a hot pink zinnia that is of the same like color tone. Can you see? There is the bougainvillea. So I'm hoping that it won't be super obvious. Next year, obviously, we can do something different. But that's what I did. I tried to find something of the same color. And then I wanted to plant the salvia in the center of this wash bin, whereas with those I planted it at the back because you can see all angles of the wash bin. We walk by this side, obviously we'll be in the center of the patio at times. So I used a lime green coleus for the back side and also a dark leafed sweet potato vine as well. The last thing that happened was I added a bunch of Dichondra Silver Falls and this amazing Osteospermum double called Double Moon Glow, I think, by Proven Winners. And I added that one and the Dichondra to every single wash bin. And the reason why is because of this. This is my sweet potato vine. It's having a problem. I'm not sure what's going on, but what I've read is that this is either a fungal infection, which is what I think it is, or root rot. and I keep pulling the brown leaves off and it just keeps producing more. So I'm afraid I'm gonna lose the sweet potatoes. That's why I thought I'm gonna put another spiller in there. I'm adding the dichondra, and also I just felt like, oh, there's more space. I'm going to put a yellow flower to contrast nicely with all of these pink and purple flowers as well. So I think that turned out really nicely. As you can see, I didn't put the osteospermum in the same spot in every one because I want to be able to see it. So from this vantage point, you really can't see the other side of the salvia. So I kept the osteospermum on the right side of both salvias against this wall. And over here, I never found another euphorbia. So if you watch that video of the original planting, this is a euphorbia hybrid, like a mini, 18 by 18 inches. It looks so beautiful. It's such a great filler plant. And unfortunately, I've been on the hunt for the last month and cannot get my hands on another one. So I decided to put the osteospermum in the center of this one. I could have put it in the center of that one as well. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. But I kept it on the side for that one. And with the two euphorbias, I kept it on the side. So anyways, these are the sorts of things that don't really matter so much. Only the keen observer will notice that the 1 out of 5 plants are in a different spot. And for some people that might be really important, but for me it's more about like where's the visibility of the plant, and yet I'm kind of keeping the unity of all the wash bins. So the last thing to notice is the dead grass and the weed mess that's back there. You can definitely see it. I'm exposing myself fully. But as you step back into the patio gathering, I mean, do you feel like the plants are mesmerizing you? I mean, you definitely still see the dead grass, but I'm feeling hopeful that these pots are going to truly mesmerize the viewer, and especially as these salvias continue to grow. They are at least at 2 feet at this point, so I have no doubt that they're going to get taller and wider. It's just incredible how that plant is growing. So as a quick review, shall we just go through the roses? This is the Alnwick. They're all in terracotta containers of at least 18 inches in diameter and 18 inches tall. Today it bloomed its first little bloom, which was very exciting. If you're following me on Instagram, I always post about these flowers. I also have the Gabriel Oak over here. To be honest, it's slightly less dark than I expected. You can see that the buds start out almost a red, and then the flower comes out a hot pink. It's not a disappointment, it's just different than what I expected. Over here we have the Cinco de Mayo Floribunda, which I have been just over the moon with. It's better than I thought it was going to be, and I love the contrast with the Empress Wu Verbena and also the Forever Purple Heuchera. I just think this whole purple Cinco de Mayo combination is beautiful. I don't even know what to call the Cinco de Mayo color. It's kind of a reddy, purpley, salmony color. I don't know, but it is gorgeous. As we go along the way, we have our Strawberry Hill Climber, which has now bloomed out of its first flush, and we are awaiting the second. I have fed the roses. I fed all of them, and I'm excited to see what happens. Over here, we have our Roald Dahl as well. It's finished its first flush, and then I had a second one on this side, but it's quite a shady spot, so I put a Brunnera there to kind of hold this place. This is a water fountain, so this is actually better because we can access it easier. And I moved the second Roald Dahl to this much more sunny position, and already it's doubled in size since moving it in the last couple weeks. So I'm excited to see how this one comes out. I have 2 peonies, 1, 2, and I'm interested to see if they can hold their place in this this is a full sun patio. So if they can, I think I'll end up probably putting roses in those 2 spots, but I might but I'll be able to know what to do with them, whether to move them or not. But I think their leaves are just super gorgeous. They're Monrovia brand, and they've just been super healthy. They have a nice structure. Perhaps I would move them next to, actually that's a nice spot. Maybe I'll move them right there. And then I need to fill this spot in with some roses because it's the rose patio. So that brings us to the end of this quick video about planting my last wash bin and setting up my rose patio. Hopefully mesmerizing people with plants. All right, thanks so much for joining me here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.